Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today in this analysis on BTC. So this analysis, I'm going to do it from the very best beginning. So this is Bitcoin, USDT, Binance. So we can see that there's been a recent price dropping from all the way from 68k all the way back to 56k area. Now 50 around almost, we almost touch 55 600 area. Now that is deep, right? So the question is, what is next? What is likely going to happen next? Now I am Bitcoin Gorilla and I'll be taking you on this analysis. So I'm going to actually delete all the jargons that you see on my chart, because I promise this is going to be both beginner friendly. So I'm going to draw this chart all the way from the very beginning and explain to you what I am saying on BTC. So thank you very much for joining me. So we see that first of all, what I'm going to do is, first of all, get the levels. What are the levels I'm seeing on my chart? So I'm going to start by drawing the support and resistance area on the chart. So I'm going to pick my horizontal line and look for the very obvious rejection areas, which serves as the support and resistance. So I can see these are the most obvious rejection areas that I can see. Right now, this is the weekly chart. And this is Bitcoin perpetual, Bitcoin futures. So the next thing I'm going to do is try to find the area of consolidation, the obvious areas of consolidation with my box strategy. So what am I doing? I'm trying to get the most important area of support and resistance on the weekly chart. So what I did is just contain the whole lot, because if you look at weekly chart, you see that there's no obvious clear breakout, right? So what we still have is something that looks like this, right? Which for me is a sideways market. So there's no breakout on the weekly chart. So that is why you see me containing everything in a box. So in the bigger box, I want to get the most important area, and that's just what I did right now. So these are my most important resistance and support area, right? Now I'm going to go to daily chart. I'll do the same thing I did for weekly to look for the important areas on the daily chart, right? So this is the chart, and obviously we can see that clearly. If we go back to that weekly chart, let's see if we can connect the top of this seller's line, and from the weekly I can actually connect this bottom. So you can see what we've come up with. Now it's easy for us to see where this is going next, right? Without even applying any indicator, strictly on based on the drawings, we see that so what can we make of this, right? So simply, if I explain what I'm saying based on this weekly chart, I'm going to explain it and then compare it to daily chart and 4-hour chart and see how this drawing we made it totally based on weekly and daily chart, but let's see how it can work trading it on 4 hours chart, right? So from this chart we see that we are at a very important resistance area, right, which is the top of the box, right? And the bottom of the box is also very important support area. So you can see the last time we came, you can see the reaction of the bottom of the box, and also the last time we came to the top, you can see the two reaction. Now what does that tell you? This tells you that this particular candle you are seeing right now is already a big reaction to the resistance area, which is giving us a sign that very soon we're going to see this move likely coming next to this point, right? This area, which happens to be the bottom of this box, right? So we're considering yet another box. Now that's why I use different color for the boxes. this red area is yet another a very important area, right? The reason being that the previous time price was rejected, there was a sideways movement, which tells you there's some sort of consolidation around this area, and that is why you see me form a box right there. Right now, this box is very important, right? I should extend that box down right here. Because why did I extend it? I extended it because this is the most important support area the previous time that price was consolidating on that area, and you can also see the same area acting as a resistance in the previous time price trying to bounce. So that was where the rejections, which tells us that this area is very important just as much as this area is, right? So you see this rejection right here and the reaction we are getting right now, because you see that even though price tried to stay within the yellow area, it got rejected and got pushed back into the red box. Now the point is this: whenever price get rejected at the top of the box, expect it to touch the bottom of the box. And there's no coincidence that even our bias line that is currently going up is having the same point of contact with the bottom of this box, which tells us how important that area is. So this area, which is around 52k area down to 50k to area to 48k, is very important. It's an important area that price likely needs to get to give us a bounce to rightly retest anything up, right? But right now what we are seeing is we are still on the first week, right? This is a weekly chart, so this weekly chart is remaining 2 days to close, right? Which means we are still having a sideways occurring in this area. Remember how important this area is in the previous time. So why is it not falling straight down and going back up currently? Now what I see is this: if I should pick a horizontal line, now this is weekly chart, and I place the horizontal line where it is right now, we see that price somehow, let's take it back to 4 hours, or probably daily chart first before we go to 4 hours. So you see the line I just put now, you see that price is currently trying to get back above that line at this particular point. I just put that on weekly chart, but you can see price is battling to hold down the line. The reason being that when we go back to previous action that happened in this area, you see price battling. The first time price arrived at that line, it got rejected. The next time it came, it battled to stay above it. It failed, it returned to the bottom of this red area. It tried again the next time. The battle is to stay above that line, right? And the next time it touched the top of the box, it got rejected and it returned to the bottom of our box. So see how important this our box is. Remember, we drew this box on a higher time frame, but we are seeing it playing out on a lower time frame. Now if